Next, and bus drivers belonging to the Atamelang Bus Service in Mahikeng, they're vowing to down tools if their grievances are not addressed. They say they have not yet been paid their September salaries, and they're complaining about late payments stretching back all the way since January. And these are just among a few of their concerns. Newzroom Afrika's Refiloe Seboko is outside the company's depot and joins us now. Refiloe, good morning. There are multiple complaints that these drivers are sharing with you this morning, among them as well the condition and the safety of the vehicles that they must manage. Tell us a little bit more about their plight.
Indeed, Iman, a multiple of issues that not only drivers but generally workers of Atamelang Bus Services that they are complaining about. Issue of labor plans that are not being adhered to, but the issue of salaries. When we are engaging with them on the ground, they are telling us that they have not received their September salaries, but like you said in the intro, as far back as January, they have not been consistency in terms of getting their salaries. But let's speak to Re Isaac Velapi Makoba. He is from Satawi. Thank you so much and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Talk to us about the tshwetso ya lona ya gompieno of downing tools le mabaka.
Thanks. The decision of today to take our tools down is 5 issues. Actually, I'm going to take only 5 issues. We have many issues here in Atamelang Bus Transport. The first issue is the issue of payment. Since from this year, January, the workers are being paid late. They've got the issues of cash at the bank, debit orders affected by this company. So even today, the workers are not being paid. It's the 8th today, but workers are not paid. The second issue, the workers are saying they don't want the current transport manager. They want the removal of the transport manager. Before the removal of the transport manager, the workers are not going to work. The third issue is the issue of the provident fund. The company has been deducting the money of provident fund from the workers, but not pay that money to the fund. The company came only to explain to workers when workers realize that they are not paying their money to the fund. And the issue of two-pot is the issue of opening eye of the workers that their money are deducted but not paid to the fund. The fourth issue is the issue of the unfair suspension of the company instructor. The transport manager suspend the instructor of the company unfairly and bring the service provider to come and test the drivers that they're supposed to be hired. So the policy of the company is very clear, said that if you have failed the test, it will come after 6 months. So they are evaluating the policy and procedure of the company.
Let's talk, Ntate Makoba, about the downing of services or you workers downing tools. How is it affecting passengers and from which areas? We see that some of them are as far as it's saying you were talking about discerning amongst others. How are passengers affected by this?
No, the passengers are affected very severely because the bus is the cheapest transport. From, for example, from Mahikeng to Mega City is 12 rand, but when we are using a taxi, it's 60 rand per day. So the areas that are affected is Tshidila Molomo, Mabulele, Porung, Disaneng, Lohageng, Mahikeng, Tlhabologo, Manja, Madibogo, Moipane, many areas that are affected.
When you are raising these issues with the authorities, or who have you raised these issues that you are saying that workers are facing with, and what has been their response when you are raising it with the Atamelang Bus Services management?
We have engaged the management several times. We've got the minutes of the meetings, and this transport manager is very arrogant because when we are engaging him, it's like we are engaging Jan van Riebeck.
What makes you say that? It seems like you are becoming sad. Why is that? When they are raising these issues, are they addressing them, or are there plans for them to address the issues? Because you're saying that you've been raising them for quite some time now.
No, actually they are not addressing the issues. Yes. And we did wrote the memorandum to the Department of Transport addressing this memorandum that I'm holding to the Premier and the MEC of the transport on the 29th of August. Until today, no response.
How would you like your issues to be dealt with?
Only the Department of Transport will resolve this issue, because transporting the people is the responsibility of the government. So the government decide to outsource the Atamelang bus transport. So it's their responsibility to terminate the contract of Atamelang bus transport, because the Atamelang bus transport failed to comply with the service level agreement.
Thank you so much for your time. There you have it, Iman. They're saying that they essentially saying that the termination of the Atamelang Bus Transport Services, it's something that the Department of Transport in the Northwest Province should look into. He was talking about the issue of a provident fund that workers only realized when they remember the two-pot system. They then realized that their provident fund have not been paid accordingly, and that's why they've been raising these issues with the management and authorities of Atamelang Bus Service. We will be in touch with some of the parents that they're saying that the issue of safety of the buses, it's also of concern because their children are getting late at home. But not only that, they end up being stranded because there are no bus. Like you just see that these buses are here at the depot and not being on the road to take people to and from work.
That update, disturbing again this morning. As you say, multiple issues there, some relating to their short-term and long-term livelihoods, and it's also going to affect people who rely on those bus